What's up, everybody? It's your guy Jay Red, the one and only, on another edition of your favorite show, the one and only Red's View. Of course, again, I'm your host, Jay Red. Make sure that you do me a favor before I begin this video. Make sure that you hit that like button or the subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. It is going across your screen as we speak. YouTube.com/at Red's View, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so without any further ado, let's talk about one of the hottest topics in rap right now, and it is the debut of Nas and DJ Premier's Light Years album. Um, and the title of it is Nas and DJ Premier. They let us down. Nas and DJ Premier let us down. Now, if you've been hiding under a rock, DJ Premier and Nas finally dropped their collaborative effort. This is a hip hop fan's wet dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has been asked for the last 30 years, 25 years. People have always dreamed, like hip hop purist, hip hop analyst, real fans of hip hop music, rap music, the culture, right? On paper, this sounds like it's a dream collaboration. Everybody has wanted a Nas and DJ Premier album. I myself was hyped for it. I was looking forward to it, and I thought that this potentially, as far as I'm concerned, was going to be the album of the year. However, I, like a lot of other people, have been let down. You know, it's ironic. J. Cole said he let Nas down. J. Cole said he let Nas down. Nas let me down with this project. Him and DJ Premier. So it's called Light Years. Go stream it if you haven't. I got a chance to listen to it, and I'm still listening to it, but I am let down from it. Um, the reason being is because it's not what I expected it to be. Like I said, on paper, a Nas and DJ Premier collaborative album where Nas is the MC, DJ Premier is the producer, scratcher, DJ, all of this stuff. It sounds like it will be a wet dream for a hip hop purist, for a hip hop fan. And I'm talking about from boom bap, New York, all the way down south, West Coast. Just if you love Nas and feel like Illmatic is a classic, and you feel like the collaborations with DJ Premier is a classic, then you felt like this album was going to be everything that you expected. Now, Nas put out a slew of albums with Hit Boy. Most of them have been good. One of them has been two have been classic as far as I'm concerned. But this was the one that a lot of people, especially Nas fans, were looking forward, right? They were looking forward to. Now, the big reason that I feel like it let me down and let a lot of people down is because the production was lacking. The production was lacking when it came to this project, y'all. I'm gonna just keep it a butt. Now, before you be in my comments talking about, well, this is for hip hop purists. This is the hip hop sound, the natural hip hop sound. That doesn't negate the fact that the production was lacking. See, because when I went into this album, I was expecting to hear that DJ Premier, Nas is like Second Childhood, which was one of the best tracks on Stillmatic, might have been the best on Stillmatic. I'm expecting to hear New York State of Mind and all this stuff, but I was really let down because some songs were cool, but a lot of the songs didn't grab me like I thought they were gonna grab me. Like, I don't know what was going on with DJ Premier on this project, man. Like, just the beats were lackluster. Now, of course, if you're listening to trap music, if you're listening to like alternative rap, mumble rap, and all this album ain't for you anyway. But this is for the real hip hop listeners. But a lot of the real hip hop listeners are battling everybody else because they're trying to act like we don't like the boom bap shit. We don't like this DJ Premier sound. I love it, but no songs on this project have that essence. Well, they have essence, but it doesn't have the songs that we thought we were going to get. Nothing on here sounded like New York State of Mind part 1. Nothing on here sounded like Nas is Light. Nothing on here sounded like Second Childhood. It's just the production was lacking. Now, Nas was spitting. Nas was spitting introspective tracks, political stuff. He's giving a shout out to the women, the ladies of hip hop. Like, one thing Nas is always going to do is paint pictures, right? Street ghetto tales, New York stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's smooth, right? how Nas is spitting, but just the production doesn't grab you like we thought that it would. Like, where are the beats? Where's the a lot of these songs just didn't really just hit like I thought that they were. And I wasn't going into it thinking I'm gonna hear a trap beat or nothing like that, but just these songs don't stick out. A couple of them are cool, but New York State of Mind Part 3, what kind of beat was that? What kind of beat was that? I was let down by that. I was let down by Third Childhood. That beat didn't sound good. And then when I saw Nas, the only other artist to be featured on here was AZ. Oh man, that's another hip hop wet dream. Anytime Nas and AZ get on a record together, usually it's going to be 10 out of 10. This one was lackluster. This track called My Story, Your Story. I don't know who engineered this track, but it sounded like both of them were supposed to be trading bars with each other, but the sound quality just wasn't there. It sounded like they did it in different studios, damn near. And I know they had to did it in one studio because of how they were going back and forth, but it don't seem like there was really a connection on that track. Seems like they recorded their stuff and didn't really talk to each other like that. It sounded like they probably was rapping like the same verse, and then somebody was punching in, punching out when it came to the engineer. It didn't sound like good quality, so I was let down by that. Usually when Nas and AZ get together, it's a big link up. So that was lackluster. And you calling in New York State of Mind Part 3, like you're talking about like the updated version of New York, and Nas did a real good job with that. The lyricism is there. Lyrics are there, the production isn't. And everybody who's talking about some, man, this is supposed to be traditional hip hop. Y'all don't know about traditional hip hop. That doesn't negate the fact that this was lackluster production. These beats, we love the old school, you know what I'm saying? But none of these songs sounds like what we previously heard from DJ Premier and Nas. And I'm going back and I'm still listening to it because I'm not one of those people who just listen to an album and just because it doesn't grab me the first time doesn't mean I'm just going to trash it, because the lyrics are there. And I never, to keep it a buck, I never go to Nas for production anyway. A lot of people go and say he picks the worst beats and everything like that. That may be true, but Nas is more of a storyteller, and I go for lyrics first, production second. But with Premier, I thought that this was going to be like the writings were going to be on the wall, that this, I ain't going to say a classic, but this was going to be more than what I thought it was going to be. Now, DJ Premier actually has something to say about it, because the general consensus is that this album just isn't a good album. And people have been debating it on Twitter. A lot of people have been talking about it. I've seen the reactions, and read this. He says, I just want to say thanks for the love of the new Light Years LP. It's totally dedicated to the day one hip hop purist. If you miss living the era, that's fine. Ask a veteran what it felt like, what it was like. We have the answers. Stay blessed, everyone. Salute all the DJs, MCs, writers, breakers, and all that stuff. So to me, what this means is that you're trying to sugarcoat it for it not being living up to par of what we thought it was going to be. Saying that this is for the hip hop purists. When you go out of your way and say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was a good album, you would just be like, hey man, thank you everybody for listening. Shout out to y'all, real hip hop here. But you're saying, hey, this is specifically for the hip hop purists. You didn't say that before the album dropped. It seems like you're saying that now because it's getting so much backlash. So the thing that you can do is just go and be like, well, this is not for y'all. If you're not feeling this may not be the album for you. That's how you know that you're on the losing team, because everybody is saying, oh, it's an acquired taste. Oh, is it? You're making excuses. I didn't do that with King's Disease. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that with King's Disease 1, King's Disease 2, or King's Disease 3. Mostly everybody was saying, hey, this is good, whatever the case may be. But with this one, I saw a more negative reaction, and it's because of the production. Nas is spitting, and the song is not trash. It's just that, you don't really, I didn't get the feeling that I thought I was going to get. None of the songs really just grabbed me. Some of them are taking me back, but, in the essence, it's kind of there, but it's just, you know, just because, somebody may not be a hip hop purist or whatever the case may be, that doesn't, like I said, negate the fact that this album is just lackluster. I'd rather go back and listen to the Hit Boy albums than this one. And it's Premier, Premier. I don't know what him and Nas were thinking with some of these beats that they were selecting. I don't think that they understood the assignment. It's still great to hear it. I still say check it out, give it a listen if you haven't already. Um, it's hard to say some of my favorite tracks really because I'm just so let down by it. But what let me down, you call it New York State of Mind Part 3, but the beat ain't there. Third Childhood, the beat ain't there. My Story, Your Story, the beat ain't there. And it's cool. It's cool. I like sons like Young Kings because Nas did a song for daughters, but he's doing a song for sons. But even that don't hit the same. Like I man, Welcome to the Underground was dope. You know what I'm saying? It's Time was dope, but yeah, that AZ track really let me down. I just knew that was gonna be good. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I think it's just mid at best. I give it like a 6 out of 10. I thought it was gonna be better, but it's just average. Not saying it's trash, but they really let us down with this. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Let me know if I'm tripping. Do you think that I'm wrong? Everything like that. Just let me know how you feel. All right, how you feel.